I wanted to first begin in talking about the role of Rec-A protein. How does it play a role in the survival of Staph aureus following the lofloxacin treatment, and how might this inform future antibiotic sensitization strategies?
Sure. So Rec-A is a very important DNA repair protein for a specific pathway for repairing double-stranded DNA breaks. When you treat bacteria with fluoroquinolones, those are the kind of breaks that you get. And of course, the bacteria can't survive very well if they have these breaks in their DNA. So the drugs like fluoroquinolones are used a lot for treating bacteria like E. coli. And it's been discovered that Rec-A is super important for E. coli to survive treatment with these drugs. With Staph aureus, we wanted to see also whether Rec-A is important in the stationary phase, which is when the bacteria are starving. It's thought that often in the infection environment, the bacteria are limited for nutrients. So in that condition, they're doing very little of the processes that these drugs are going to target, such as DNA synthesis, RNA synthesis. So if there's very little of that going on, you wouldn't really expect that there would be much damage happening. But we found that even in this starvation state, which again, we think is very representative of the host environment during infection, loss of Rec-A makes the cells not able to survive nearly as well.
And how does nutrient availability after antibiotic exposure influence DNA repair gene expression and bacterial survival in Staph aureus?
Great question. So this was another thing where we were looking at what had been found in E. coli previously. So there were quite a few papers showing that if you treat starving E. coli with this class of drugs, they actually engage their DNA repair processes by expressing Rec-A after treatment ends. So it's not while the drug is there, it's after treatment ends, they start trying to repair things when they receive fresh nutrients. And what was found previously in E. coli was that if you starve the cells for a certain period of time, that allows them to survive better, which it was thought that that's because they were able to start repairing their DNA before they got nutrients and restarted all their biosynthetic processes. So what we found with Staph aureus was that, like E. coli, if you continue to starve the cells after treatment ends, it increases survival. But the really exciting and surprising thing was that it's not completely dependent on DNA repair. So in E. coli, if you get rid of Rec-A, you no longer get a survival benefit when you starve the cells after treatment. But with Staph aureus, even if the cells lacked Rec-A, we saw a survival benefit when we starved them following treatment. So that led us to explore how in the world could that be happening? So we looked into a potential different pathway of DNA repair, which requires another protein called RexB. And we found that even if we get rid of RexB, that the cells can still increase survival if they're starved after treatment. So it really seems to not be dependent on double-strand break repair. And to answer the question specifically about expression, we see that when we starve the cells for a given time after treatment and then analyze their expression of Rec-A, that the levels are pretty comparable. So a cell that's been starved after treatment will start expressing similar amounts of Rec-A once it gets nutrients again as a cell that was not starved after treatment.
And what are the implications of finding that Staph aureus mutants lacking Rec-A can still survive with this antibiotics treatment under starvation conditions? I know.
Yeah, so I think for one thing, just from a scientific perspective, it was very surprising and exciting because you would think these drugs cause double-strand breaks. We know their mechanism of action. So how in the world can cells survive if they lack the ability to repair these breaks? So just scientifically, that really got us excited. But also from a treatment standpoint, several groups have explored using inhibitors of Rec-A to increase the efficacy of these drugs. So, for example, if you give the drug that's causing double strand breaks and also give an inhibitor of REC-A to inhibit that process, you would think that you're going to have decreased survival of Staph aureus, basically that the drug would work better. But what these data are suggesting is that if the cells are starving, especially after treatment, that even if you were to use one of these REC-A inhibitors, it probably wouldn't do much good because it seems that in these conditions, Staph has an alternative way of surviving. We have some ideas on what that could be, which we're hoping to explore in the future. Uh, One idea is that perhaps the cells are able to avoid some of the damage during this starvation period. Another is that perhaps the cells have gotten a lot of the drug accumulating within the cell during treatment, in that if you starve the cell after, maybe they're able to get rid of some of that drug, to get it out into the extracellular environment during the starvation period, so that once they get nutrients and start growing again, they're not going to face as much damage. We haven't tested those things yet, but if it were to be something like that, then maybe inhibiting those processes Staph is using to detoxify could be helpful for improving treatment.